Good morning, everyone. This morning's life skills talk is going to focus on how I see both teachers and parents as guides in the life of children. And I'm using this path as an analogy. So, fancy word for using an example that you can see to show what I'm trying to talk about. And in life, there are many paths. I want you to know that. There are many paths that you can take in life, but there are some paths that lead to everywhere, and there are some paths that lead to nowhere. So, as teachers and as parents, we are trying to focus on teaching paths that lead everywhere so you could have choices when you're an adult. Because when you're adult, you choose what path you're going to walk on. And as guides, teachers and parents are leading you down these paths. Now, the path that I'm showing you here, I wanted to tell you the two things that I feel, in my opinion, work everywhere, no matter where you go, and they will lead you to anywhere you want to go. And that is if you are responsible and if you are kind. Those are the two concepts that if you can get when you're young and you can develop habits around being responsible and being kind, they will lead you absolutely everywhere. They will work everywhere, and you will learn how to stay on a successful path in your life. So, as a child, I know we've all been there before. There is temptation to get off the path. Now, the biggest one that I see as children is the responsibility issue. Okay. So let's take a look at this path here, and you can see you're walking down the path. Now, let's just say this side over here is the responsibility issue. And the path is, you could see it's going uphill. The path is not easy. Okay. The path of life can be difficult. And that's why it's really important to have the responsibility issue with it. It's not a free ride. Okay. So what happens is you get off the path maybe because you don't want to do the work and you think it's going to go away, or you think there's a shortcut and you get off the path. Well, what happens there is that everyone else is on the path. So, as the teacher and as the classes, I'm going to use me as an example, but you can do this for your family as well. As you're on the path, everyone on the path is walking down the path, and you decide you're going to go off into the woods here, right? Well, as a guide, I can call you back to the path. I can call you back to the path. I can say, "Hey, no, don't go out there. You're going to get lost out there," right? Well, I can't take the whole class off the path for you. All right. So that's what you need to know in terms of me as a teacher. Now, your parents, yes, they can go off the path and they can get you back on the path. But as a teacher, I can't do that. So I have to guide you. I have to guide you. And what happens is that when people get off here in the woods here out in the darkness and there's no one out there, they tend to look for help. And that's not a habit that you want to develop as a child. You're not responsible, and you get out into the woods here and you feel lost, and all of a sudden you start looking for attention. And the attention that you're looking for is usually not positive attention, because the positive attention is on the path of responsibility. Now, the other side of the path is kindness. Now, as children, I know kindness is not an issue with children. Okay. Children are like naturally kind. I think all humans are naturally kind. I truly believe that. I truly believe that all humans at heart are really good. All humans, all of them. But what happens is that when you get off the path of responsibility, your life starts to fall apart. And as your life starts to fall apart, it's harder to be kind. So it's a cause and effect situation. So as a child, you're happy and everything's going great. And all of a sudden you decide, well, I'm going to get off the path of responsibility. I'm not going to do my best in school. I'm not going to do the things that I need to do that are going to make my life better. I'm going to expect people to do things for me. And all of a sudden it starts getting scary. And that affects your kindness, because now it's very difficult to be kind and to feel good about yourself when your life is really difficult. And then you realize that people can't come off the path to get you. All right. So, this path right here of success, we're going to call it the path of success. It's not an easy path. Okay. Now, you might say, well, Mr. K, you don't have any kids of your own. How do you know? Well, I've been teaching for 19 years now, and it's hard to say that really, but it's true. And every child I've had in my class, I felt just as much feeling as I do for you. I care about all my students. I really, truly do. And I get to see what happens to them over time. Okay. I get to see hundreds of students over time. They come back to me. Usually they thank me for these talks that I give. They really do. They're the ones that come back. They're the ones that come back and tell me, Mr. K, my life's going well. I feel really good about myself. I'm making good decisions and everything's going well. Unfortunately, I hear about, and it's sad, it really is. I hear about the kids that get off the path, okay? And they're adults now. And I hear about them in various different ways, and it breaks my heart. It really does break my heart because I knew them when they were 10 or 9, and they were beautiful, just like you're beautiful. But what happens is that they were deceived. Deceives means they didn't see the way. And being responsible and being kind are the two things that if you do, you will never get off that path because responsibility will hold your life together. You'll be able to take care of you, and you might even be able to guide other people down the path too. You might be a light in someone else's life. That's what I try to do. Okay. When I was a kid, my life, I went off into these woods. Okay. I didn't feel very good about myself. So what I did is I went off the woods this way because I didn't feel valuable when I was a kid for whatever reason. All right. And what happened is I had some people, teachers and adults that pulled me back on the path. And I kept trying to go out and I kept getting pulled back. And I'm really thankful that they did that. And once I learned how to walk the path, all of a sudden my life felt like it was going fairly smoothly. I'm not going to say that everything's easy because it's not. It still isn't. But I still have my two things. I'm responsible and I'm kind. And that means to myself too. You have to be kind to yourself. And honestly, responsibility is being kind to yourself. Responsibility is being kind to yourself. And then being kind to others is over on this path, right? So I just wanted to show you how I see myself because listen, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to walk your own path. Right now, we're on this path together. Okay. We have this experience together, and it's this remote learning path, which is like a really weird one. Okay. But we're on this path together and we're all walking on it. Some of you are doing a beautiful job staying on the path and seeing. Some of you are seeing the effects of it. Wow, being responsible actually feels good. And it makes me feel kind to myself. And when I'm kind to myself, I'm kind to others. It's like dominoes, right? One go, they all go, or a house of cards. Everything's connected. All right. So if you could be responsible, you're going to get back on this path and you're going to be, oh, my life is going a lot smoother, which is going to make you feel better so you can be kinder to others. Right. So that's the talk about the paths. And I want you to see how I see myself. I see you as a guide, and parents, you're the most important guides in your child's life because they're looking at you and they're looking to see what path you're walking on. And if you're modeling that you're being responsible and you're being kind, they're seeing that. And that's awesome. So I thank you so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy these life skills talks. If you have any comments, I'm going to post this on Dojo. You can give them to me. And if you have any things that you want me to talk about, maybe there's a topic that you would like me to talk about in a life skills talk, parents, I'd love to hear from you. I think that'd be fantastic. So put it in the comments. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.